Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Little reminder, link to my sponsor, linqto.com, or you can download the app at the App Store. These guys have Ripple private equity. In the last 24 hours, we've seen AI going crazy. They've also got Cerebras and several AI companies. Go check it out. All right, check this out. eGrag Crypto, XRP Channel B, major resistance targets. I think we're around 54 cents right now. His resistance targets, we got to get to 64 cents, 85 cents, 110. Support, doesn't, I guess you don't want to go below 48. Major cycle targets, $7.50, $13, $27. Gatekeeper XRP, Channel B is the gatekeeper, blocking a full body close inside of 2017, 2021, and even the big July 2023 pump. Clock is ticking. Price is getting squeezed within Channel B. A monthly close inside would be a first and could unlock the path to much higher prices. Key levels, 85 cents, 110. All right. We need to check in every once in a while with charts. Now, James Phelan had put this out last night. I think it was last night. 6:21 p.m. last night. The SEC has filed civil appeal, pre-argument statement, Form C, with attachments. Stuart Alderati says no surprise here. Once again, it's been made clear the court's ruling that XRP is not a security is not being appealed. That decision stands as the law of the land, which means that the SEC cannot threaten companies like Bitnomial about XRP futures. Stay tuned for Ripple's Form C to be filed next week. And then here it is, folks. Fruition Productions has put out the official dates, and they've got the tickets for sale. Scottsdale, Arizona, November 12th. Houston, Texas, November 13th. Atlanta, Georgia, November 14th. DC, 15th. New York City, 16th. Boston, Massachusetts, November 17th. Los Angeles, November 19th. Be there for the premiere, get insights, live Q&A, connect with other fans. But it's not just that, folks. So here's the tickets for all those different cities to watch the screenings. And I'll put the link to this in the top of the description of this video. Right below the video, the description, I'll have a link that takes you straight to this page. But not only can you buy tickets, and they're $39.99 each, you can and I think there's anywhere from 75 seats to 150 at any given location. It depends on the location. Then you can also pre-order XRP Unleashed from this link. It's $14.99 to have early access to it. So go at it. All right. I was watching this morning, just shaking my head at the hoodie wearing kid. Sometimes the kid, he reminds me of the time Pompliano said that money was stored energy. It's just one of those painful videos to watch, but it's oh so delicious. Here it is.
David, the real problem with gold is that unfortunately it has to centralize. The problem is that gold can't achieve transaction finality without the help of a government or a central party, meaning that when gold was operating in a local economy and you can exchange
this kid, I don't know how old he is, but I'm assuming he's no more than 20 something, okay? Gold's been around since the Old Testament, but we're gonna hear from a hoodie wearing child that it's all wrong. I mean, this is scary. It's embarrassing to the point of being scary.
Coins with your direct counterpart for your butcher, your local tailor, your grocer, whoever you were exchanging with, gold was great. When the world needed to scale an economy and the velocity of money larger than your local economy, gold failed us. Gold failed us because gold is just a bare physical metal. It does not carry a monetary network. What's the gold network? The gold network are human beings. And when you're trying to transact in an economy of billions of people globally, you are reliant on central parties, banks, governments. And it was for that reason that gold failed. And it failed in a way that you can't operate a truly free market when the concentrated supply is with those that you have to trust. And so that's fundamentally what Bitcoin solved, is that you are able to create a scarce bearer instrument and a network that can achieve finality in transactional settlement without the reliance on any government or central party.
What you just heard is 1 minute of bullshit. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Now, this is the guy from Bitwise, and he thinks Bitcoin's going to hit an all-time high, 6 figures.
I think it's going to be a new all-time high. I think it's going to be 6-figure Bitcoin for sure. And the question is it a one handle or is it a two handle? When I say for sure, of course, there are no guarantees. This is a risky market. You should only invest what you can lose. But the setup for 2025 is really exceptional. For one, this is about the period in Bitcoin's history where you start to feel the effects of the halving. We sort of forget that the halving happened, right? Because there's been so much news. Bitcoin ETFs, Donald Trump at the Bitcoin conference, strategic reserve talk, BlackRock. But the halving is a big deal, and you're just starting to feel that happen. We also have ETFs, which again, I think next year will be bigger than this year from an adoption perspective. And then we have the generalized 4-year cycle, where sort of this is the year where the animal spirits really start going. We also have governments continuing to abuse fiat currencies, stimulus in China, rate cuts. It's a pretty positive picture. So I think Bitcoin, will end the year at new all-time highs. And then I suspect that it'll surpass that in 2025, and it'll be, a strong year for the markets.
Mm-hmm. And we understand you're not giving financial advice, and literally anything could happen. But it's your opinion that Bitcoin getting 6 figures in 2025 is likely. And did you say possible that it could hit 200,000?
I think that's certainly within the realm of.
I think it's possible. John Deaton, he went at Senator Warren again last night, and it is glorious.
90% of his funding for this campaign is coming from crypto.
Senator, that's
and
time.
100%
Senator,
of his
that's
loyalty
time.
in Washington
Mr. Deaton, you
will
have 30
be
seconds to respond.
That is corruption.
Senator, thank you.
It's just starting out. Yeah, listen, you notice that she didn't even mention, I called her corrupt, and she wouldn't even address it. She won't address it. She won't address the Epstein stuff either. She just wants to kick it under the carpet and pretend that it didn't happen. Senator, I can tell you this. I come from extreme poverty. I made all my money that I've made. I made it before I went to Washington. What people are sick of are people like you going to Washington, D.C. broke and then coming back 10 years later and being multimillionaires. And so I don't think you should ever condemn anyone in the private sector who came from poverty and food stamps to make it be successful. And when you say I didn't donate, Senator, I sued the SEC. I won a Lawyer of the Year award.
Mr. Deaton,
Okay, and watch this. This is a classic. In fact, I put it up last night. It's got over almost 50,000 views. Watch this. John is something else.
And then said, I object, and hundreds of people lost jobs. She talks about trust. I hope that Senator Warren, she's talks about trust, yet she's proven to be corrupt in Washington. Senator, are you going to address the fact that she sits on the banking committee and Gary Gensler, who she's supposed to oversee and keep responsible, hold him accountable, she gave him not only the questions, but the answers to what she was going to say. She said, here, I'm going to ask you these questions under oath, and I want you to give these answers, okay? And then he did it. And then Senator Warren gets on TV and says, don't take my word for it. Gary Gensler said it. When she's the one that told him. That is corruption to its core. And Senator Warren's guilty. I prosecuted as a federal prosecutor under 18 U.S.C. 1622 suborning perjury cases. And I could convict Senator Warren like that on this. And I hope she addresses that, because, Senator, you were a law professor. And I'm going to ask you, when you give the student the exam and the answers and then give that student an A, would that professor get fired?
Your minute, Senator.
So let's start with healthcare, where
This woman never, ever goes anywhere near not accusations, but factual things he's laying out. She's never, ever tried to defend any of the victims of that island guy. Never. Claims to be Miss Women's Rights. And she literally gave Gary Gensler the answers, the questions and the answers, and wanted to make sure he was comfortable with them before she did her, quote, oversight hearing. She's supposed to do oversight of the SEC chairman.
Questions.
You're not going to deal with Gary Gensler?
Let's start with healthcare, where this started.
Exactly.
And he wants to talk about corruption. Let's use the 80, 90, 100 rule. 80% of Mr. Deaton's wealth is tied up in crypto. 90% of his funding for this campaign is coming from crypto.
Senator, that's
and
time.
Thank you.
100%
Senator,
of his
that's
loyalty in Washington
Mr. Deaton, you
will
have 30
be
seconds to
crypto.
respond.
That is corruption.
Senator, thank you.
It's just starting out. Yeah, listen, you notice that she didn't even mention, I called her corrupt, and she wouldn't even address it. She won't address it. She won't address the Epstein stuff either. She just wants to kick it under the carpet and pretend that it didn't happen. Senator, I can tell you this. I come from extreme poverty. I made all my money that I made it before I went to Washington. And then coming back 10 years later and being multi-millionaires. And so I don't think you should ever condemn anyone in the private sector who came from poverty and food stamps to make it be successful. And when you say I didn't donate, Senator, I sued the SEC. I won a Lawyer of the Year award,
Mr. Deaton,
Consumer Advocate of the Year,
Mr.
Freedom
Deaton,
of
thank you.
Defender award, because I
Mr.
did all
Deaton,
that
thank
work
you very
pro
much.
bono.
We need to
That's
move
called
on.
pro bono work.
Wait.
Something.
So, all right, what we're going to do, I'm going to go in DAI XRP because once again, the stuff that I can't talk, I mean, the whole reason that I created DAIXRP.com was because of censorship. And you're going to see what they've busted another platform censoring, and we can't show it out here, but I'm going to show you. I mean, it's unbelievable what is happening in the United States of America with all this censorship, and these people don't give a rat's behind. They have to pay for what they're doing. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. You want to see censorship? Come on. Here we go.